Hey guys, so I actually did not win this game with commentary. I played so many other games trying to get one with my commentary during it, but I just kept losing close ones and I realized that recording was causing me to lose. So I decided to record without my voice and then do a voiceover and kind of tell you guys my thoughts because I know a lot of people like to learn this game. It can be hard, and I'm here to say I'm not perfect and I still won and I made some mistakes in this game. So I just want to show you how strong Dragon can be when you get it early with a Swan. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. All right, so in the beginning, I like to put in a lot of 2-2 units. 2-2 units usually survive longer, and putting in the horse is really good to buff one of them for that turn, especially because I didn't roll the horse. I know I'm not going to keep him in for the long term. I know I'm going to sell him next turn, so I might as well get the use out of him and hopefully get a win this turn. Now here, we tie just because of numbers. Sometimes you can hope, and the good thing is if you win early, you don't have to win as many later on. So it's really important on some runs. I've had some really bad teams that have won 10 wins before just because they win early and often. I've also had some really good teams that lose because I didn't start winning until later, and you might have that one. The later you wait to get the wins, the more of a chance you have to run into the team that counters yours. That's what it's all about. The only team that really isn't countered is when, well, basically this team here, if I had long enough time, but basically when you just have a ton of units. A ton of like full 50-50 units. Now, I see a lot of fish, so I'm transitioning to a fish build. I do make a mistake here. I pill the ant too early because I'm not going to be able to fill, with what I buy, I'm not going to be able to fill a good team. But it ends up working out okay because I still have somewhat of a decent team. Now the fish that I have is really buff. And you want to wait to combine your fish usually until the I could have combined it this turn, but I knew that I wasn't going to be able to buy what it combined. But you want to combine your level 2 units, or wait to get your level 2 units till turn 3 so that you can buy a potential tier 3 unit. Like this guy got the level 2 mosquito and was able to get a badger that could have wreaked havoc had I not had this bee right here. But I was able to win that, which is good. Like I said, the early wins, I still have 10 health. Now, early turtle is really good. That's what I got here. And he's only a turn early, but he really does help this level 2 fish that I have that's 7-8. So you know how it goes. Turtle is basically your best friend early on. I don't usually buy turtles because you really do have to have a strong unit early on to make it worth it. Otherwise, you're just giving melon armor to just some weak unit. But I also really like the meat bone on the turtle because it allows him to take out a unit like the swan. And getting that value from a weak unit in the front is really good because it allows me to win this here. And the peacock was just a filler. I really don't like peacock unless you're running elephant or camel or hedgehog even. And just remember, guys, if you're ever running a comp, a camel blowfish comp, don't put melon armor on them. Melon armor basically, and don't put them behind a turtle. Melon armor basically negates that because if they get melon armor, they're not getting hurt. You want to put garlic armor on them so they're getting hurt every turn, just taking less damage. And you'll keep garlic armor on them for a while. Now, the only reason I put the badger in here is because I get 2, and it's hard to pass up. Plus, I got honey. It's hard to pass up a level 2 badger early on with honey. And I do put the badger in the back here, which is a very common thing that you'll see a lot of people do. But something else you can do is you can put the badger in the front and then put a fainting unit behind him, and that's also really good. Especially because badger, it'll just shred if it takes out the first unit. If they have their carry unit second, it'll shred that second unit as well because it'll just kill whoever dies. And if the carry unit's in the beginning, it'll make sure that it dies, even if it has way less health. And the parakeet here is just a really good, it's just extra attack. It'll take, see here, it's very important that I have it. Although I think this guy, if I remember correctly, he's 2, but I don't know, I actually beat him easily. My fish are just way bigger than most other people's pets right now. And so we're rolling with, 4 wins and still 10 health. Level 2 swan early is really good for economy too. And I love to scale early on. The giraffe is the earliest scaling unit you can have. So you usually put it in when I have a big animal because it's just going to help him keep getting bigger. Especially for a fish where you're not really going to find any more of him, but he's already just like bigger than all my other animals. So sometimes a penguin would have been great here too if I could have found one. But I just see a draft and I don't have like a solid comp. Now, taking the badger out wasn't necessarily the move, but I really did like the damage that the parakeet was getting off of the turtle. And I'm going to put the draft behind. You got to put the draft behind whatever unit you want it to buff. Now this fight, you know, it goes really well for me because the fish with melon armor just carries, but I actually lose because of the badger bee in the back, which I kind of was regretting taking the badger out there. Because I was like, oof, I could have won that one, or at least potentially tied. Now the funny thing about this recording is that I was actually trying to get a video for Super Auto Pets for a while, and I usually win off camera. So I was like trying to record one with live commentary for like so long. And then I just was getting so close with a lot of good teams, but I make a lot of stupid mistakes when I'm recording. And but the more I play, the better I'll get, the less stupid mistakes I'll get. But I was just like, okay, well, let me try making a video right here. And it's very important that my fish kills that other fish here. I just don't have enough, just barely, don't tie. Anyway, so I was like, let me stop recording and I'll just record without my voice or my face or anything and just play. And that's what I did here. And the very first game that I decided to do that, I win. So very happy that I was able to do that because it just seems so weird that it happened on the very first one I record. But it is what it is. Now here, I combine the drafts and I get an early dragon. And I have a level 2 swan. Early dragon with a level 2 swan, or especially a level 3 swan, is amazing because you can just keep cycling in units. So I knew I was going to put it in. I just didn't think that it was worth anything at the time. Now, I did miss leveling up my turtle. And right here, I don't freeze that turtle. That is a big mistake. Guys, I would highly recommend leveling up the turtle because he would have made my team so much better. As you'll see, once I put in the dragon, you'll see my team comp. And you'll see how much better the dragon would have made the level 2 turtle would have made my team comp. Because he gives melon armor to the back 2 instead of just the 1 behind it. So of course it's once you get a dragon, you don't need any more scalers. You can keep a monkey or a penguin if they're already like level 2 or 3 or something. But usually you're not going to have room for scalers just because unless they're contributing members, because the swan is really good and you're going to get way more scaling each turn from being able to buy sell. Like what the monkey gives you 3/3 unless it's a level 3 monkey already by the time you get the dragon, which not going to happen because the monkey's tier 5. And see, I get another chocolate here and I don't give it to the turtle. See, just ignore the turtle because I neglect that. He's so sad. I neglect him. I do a bad job. But we still are strong, but we can't afford to lose one. And this is the transition round. I get rocked here by a very strong fish. And this is where I get nervous because this next round is what makes or breaks the whole game. I've had a lot of rounds like this recently in the games I played before I commentated. And those were the ones that really got me because I just wasn't getting... If I lose this round, this whole team that has potential dies. And so here I'm like, this play is fine. Leveling up the dragon before if it was between the dragon or the turtle, that's 100% fine because the dragon's gonna... but in hindsight, if you can't level up that much before you put in the dragon, I should have put in the turtle here for an easy win. If I level up the turtle instead of the dragon is like, I think just has like 4 less health. And then, but he gets so much more from the melon armor. But luckily, it doesn't matter. He snipes me a lot here. And I just go through his team. Now, unfortunately, you know, he has a badger with a bee, but luckily I have the bee too and it allows me to win. That's important. A tie would have been really bad there. I put the bee on the swan a while ago and it really worked out for me there. Just very lucky that it did exactly 10 damage because a tie would have really halted it. Like I said, the more you win now, the less you have to win later. So, you know, those early wins are really important. And I'm getting very lucky with the tier 1s I'm getting. Like I've had a few shops where I get 4 tier 1s in just one roll. So That's very important. I'm accumulating them as I go. I already got the level 3 fish, so fish are just a trade out unit at this point, which is good for the economy, for my economy. I'm not boosting the stock market with this game. But yeah, the mammoth is the one I wanted to put in. And as you can see here, this is the big mistake because I have the dragon. Upgrading the dragon's fine. It's honestly kind of a waste of money unless I had found 2 dragons in one shot. But again, that chocolate should have been used on the turtle at this point especially. I'm scaling up way faster than I need to be, like, or at least plenty fast. But that melon armor from the turtle is what does it right here. And as soon as that kangaroo killed my fish or killed my dragon, I was super worried. But the swan was able to carry. I didn't see his back units were really weak. He was just scaling at that point, and so the swan shredded because the dragon's so good because he buffs everything. It's not just like a bison or a penguin or a monkey. The monkey is really good, but it's so focused. A level 3 penguin is probably, I would say, the best scaler in this game, just because it can buff everything without having to buy anything. But the dragon is very close up to it. And I put the chocolate and the dragon together, and I really wanted the dragon trophy on this round. I've actually never gotten the fish trophy. I've gotten level 3 fish before, but never won. So this was a big win for getting the fish trophy. But as you can see here, he had a summoner team, but it just wasn't enough. My units were just too tanky outside of his summoning units, and he just couldn't take away enough health. So here I see the cow, and even though I'm trying to buy level 1s, my shop is full of them, and there's a pig in there, so the cow's basically free. Because that pig basically pays for itself, buying and selling it. Just about. And so I have enough to buy the pig, sell it, and then roll here. Usually you want to wait to roll because unless you know that you're going to put one of these in. And I don't know why I put the swan in. I think I just wanted to buff him a little bit. And I found another swan here, and not putting that swan in just basically means that the other swan I put in was useless. So again, another mistake I make, guys, that you can make mistakes in this game and still win, especially once you get the good team. Now, each one can cost you, but it might not. Now, that coconut armor was huge. The melon armor with the coconut armor was big. And he was relying on a very strong unit in front, which he got, but his backline just wasn't good enough. Even with the stake on the monkey, the dragon was killing everything else, and he just, there's nothing they could do. Now I'm at 9 wins. I know that I have it in the bag, basically. Upgrading the turtle would have been huge here. See, there's another turtle. It's so hard for me to watch. There's another turtle. That would have been better. At this point, guys, that turtle that I bought would have been better than any level 1 to level up anyone else anyway, because I'm going to be facing strong units, so any unit I have could potentially be one-shot, especially if there's a scorpion. But that melon armor is going to protect my 2 strongest units. So just a word of advice, guys, in this comp, if you have that turtle, level up that turtle instead of buying the dragon. But that being said, the swan dragon, if you have a level 2 swan when a dragon appears, I would pick up that dragon right away, especially if you have health to play with. Now, I only had 4 health. That's still 2 lives that I can play with. And as you see here, he doesn't have any melon armor. He doesn't have any summoning units. My fish takes out everything. That is the exact team that my team was built for. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I know that I haven't made a lot of Super Auto Pets content. This is my first one. I'm going to make a lot more. I really am into this game. I play it during class. I play it all the time. So just like and subscribe if you want to see more. And let me know in the comment section below too.